World presents the Tubcast.
Welcome to the Tubcast. My name is Eric. I'm
Eric.
joined by Kyle.
Hello.
I'm joined by Jeremy.
Hey, yo.
I'm joined by Nathaniel. Y'all, how's Nathaniel doing?
Guys, the camera's not working right now.
Aww.
Kuipers?
Stop breaking things, Kuipers.
Did you forget
Nathan,
to
I think you're going
test
to need
it?
to scoot down a little bit, though.
Doesn't matter, the camera doesn't work.
Yeah, Jeremy's right.
What are you even talking into your microphone?
I am.
He's
I
panicking.
can't hardly hear you.
Just give him a second to
Breathe.
You'll figure it out.
Okay.
That's not panic. That's
So the camera's gone.
oh, 2000 network error. We had the Y2K bug, and we just now found out about it.
It says
Yeah,
that we're
that's a
offline.
That's
Are
a
you
delayed reaction.
Wait, what? We're not offline.
We have the Y2K bug.
It
I've been doing
says
it.
that we're live, Jeremy. So maybe it's yours. It shows me on the camera.
I'm not there.
Can we appreciate
That's true.
that Jeremy thought the Y2K reference was so good, he not only had to say it twice, he had to put it in chat
But
as
it
well?
didn't work.
Yeah.
I was testing the chat, you moron.
Yeah.
Could have said something different, though.
That was what was on my mind, so obviously that made the most sense to do. Now it's full screen. That's weird.
I don't think that I think the people can hear us.
Of course, the people love
Yeah,
us.
like we're still streaming. It's just the camera is not doing anything.
That's not.
The camera's unplugged.
I don't like
Camera
that.
is unplugged.
Kuipers.
Oh dear. Okay. Well.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Jolliver says that they can hear us. So, yikes, that doesn't look good.
No,
It's
Teddy.
like yeller.
Teddy Kuipers
That was
isn't
our
that old.
70s filter.
We're good. We're
Jolliver says now it's pink. Crazy says Y2K, isn't that some sort of intercoursal jelly? No. Crazy.
Could have called
Eric
it
is
gender jelly.
gender jelly.
I mean,
That's not.
they
that's-
used to ask
Sex
you
and
what your
gender are two different
but
things.
people used to ask you what your sex was, and
Eric-
people would say yes.
Eric totally just walked in
it's a
front of the
thing.
camera.
I'm aware of the joke.
And but that was like governmental
Kyle's
form.
trying to talk.
Jeremy's
child.
Jeremy's
Jeremy,
real
shut up.
impressed with his joke about
Kyle's trying to
Gender
explain.
jelly.
Kyle's trying to mansplain something to the audio.
I was trying to let the audio listeners know that Eric had squatted by like a gorilla in front of the camera after
Was
we
that
got
a
it
gorilla?
back up.
Was
I
that
don't
really?
know.
I would have
It kind of
described
looked
it as
like
a half crab walk.
But
okay, crab walk.
They
That was
saw
better.
it.
Not the audio
Not
listeners.
the audio
you dingus.
listeners.
Okay.
If you were listening,
Great.
Guys,
'Cause
go
that's what
easy
I
on him.
said.
He's old.
Oh,
We
it's
were
okay.
already having our conversation.
Yeah, but it's a
I was-
terrible one about Y2K
Yes.
that nobody cares about.
Nobody cares about that.
We weren't even talking about Y2K anymore.
You were talking
He's
about
right.
gender jelly, and no one cares about that either.
What's gender
He's also
jelly?
right.
You brought up gender jelly.
What's gender jelly? Now
Actually,
I'm curious.
Crazy Legs brought up jelly.
What's
Yeah.
jelly?
But Kyle wanted to make sure our audio listeners heard about the gender jelly.
Okay, that's true.
No,
I don't know if it's
You
true
said
anymore.
it. I was reading what was going on in the chat, Jeremy. And Crazy said Y2K. Isn't that some sort of sex jelly? I said intercourse instead of sex, and you said no, it's gender jelly.
That is an accurate assessment of what just happened.
Why? Okay, hi, welcome to the Tubcast. My name is Eric. We got
Kyle, Jeremy, and Nathan.
Jeremy, Nathan, and
Hello.
we're all here, and it's.
Teddy says, God forbid someone doesn't explain to the audio listeners
Yeah.
that Eric walked in front of the camera all wacky. What I was trying to explain was that
Now
after
you've done
he-
it multiple times
No,
by reading
you
the
haven't
chat.
let me finish.
He does that.
As he walked by, he had then become behind the table, and both of our screens are up with the video playing. So as he is walking behind all of us, I see two versions of him scrolling across the screens in front of you and me, Jeremy.
Okay.
Because of the delay.
Because of the delay.
Yes.
And that was worth sharing.
It was better than
multiple
gender jelly.
times. Got it. No, sure.
Oh, ginger jelly is real good if you put it on with some peanut butter.
I thought you didn't want to talk about ginger jelly.
2 slices of
No,
Wonder
ginger
Bread.
jelly. That sounds tasty.
I don't want to know how that's made. All right, everybody, it is the Tubcast. It's been,
When it's red, it's totally different.
It's been a whole day since last night when we did
multiple conversations.
when we did the loop thing. Jeremy likes to do multiple conversations because he thinks
I was
that
talking first. It's okay.
no, you're never
how
talking
irritating
first.
It's so much fun.
It just doesn't happen that way.
That is also a true statement.
Jeremy, you're a perpetual second talker. It just happens. It's not anything against you. It's just your nature. It's just you come in, you got like this thing, and you kind of come in on top of the conversation. It's okay. We're gonna try to give you space here. Would you like to talk about disgusting, inappropriate red ginger jelly now? Would you please?
Keep it friendly for the family.
I mean, please elaborate now on this red ginger jelly.
Yeah, the ginger jelly.
Because now everyone is waiting with bated breath. I will be silent while you explain.
Now it's your idea.
So
it's
that's
not
what it
okay
is.
anymore.
Good. Well, that worked. All right. Welcome to the Tubcast again.
Thank you.
My name is. No, I'm just kidding.
Would that be the third time through? Maybe.
It's
all Kuiper's fault.
I like
Kuipers.
I like my cookies thick, and I like them pale. Okay.
Do you like them cooked all the way through?
That's what I did. No, I just said I like them pale. So
They can be pale colored.
not cooked all the way through. They can't be they'll be like kind
What
of
about
brown.
a snickerdoodle?
Yeah. Or a sugar cookie.
Ooh,
What
sugar.
about them?
Those are cooked all the way through and they're as white as a ghost.
Not if they're cooked. Oh, look at the bottom of them. Look at the bottom. They're overcooked if they're a little brown on the bottom. Sugar cookies get a little brown on the bottom.
Okay.
They would still be pale on the top, though.
Yeah, that's fine, but I want them pale everywhere.
Okay, well, you didn't specify that before.
Jeremy, why don't
Wouldn't
you
they
go
be more blonde?
Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and explain your comment in the chat there? Bunch of pervs up in here.
I'm just- what are you
we're
talking
the
about?
pervs, and you're
I was
the one.
trying to share with.
You're
Teddy
trying to share with
didn't
everyone.
Understand it was inappropriate, and I agree with him. I don't know what you guys.
What's
are talking about.
Well, then go ahead and elaborate.
elaborate
That's
on what a
I'm saying.
ginger
How do I-
jelly is.
how do I
We need-
elaborate on
Defend
something?
yourself. Defend yourself now.
Ginger jelly. It's ginger is a root. Okay, it's used as a seasoning for food.
See, the mistake
It's
we
a
made here
flavor.
is we gave him enough time to think of a way
What
to
are you
dig
talking about?
himself
That's what
out
it was
of the hole.
originally.
Yeah.
Nathan and I were talking about it. You weren't listening because you do that.
I always listen.
know?
I pay attention to everyone that matters. So there's a lot going on in life.
And Teddy agrees that I should have cut in because you guys are talking about stupid undercooked cookies. your guys' topics are
Why
really
are the
dumb.
cookies dumb?
That's dumb conversation. They're not white either.
Why is jelly a better conversation topic than cookies?
Didn't say it was.
You
In fact,
implied
kind
it?
of did.
No, I implied that Teddy thought theirs was stupid and I should butt in.
No, you didn't imply that. You explicitly said that.
Very true. But that has nothing to do with the topic I chose to then elaborate on because I was asked to do so by Eric.
Nathan,
So-
you had potato chips.
Yeah, got me all flustered now. Last night I went to work, and I showed up early to eat a salad.
Oops, my bad.
Before my shift.
That should be a fine.
You should be a fine.
Thank you for reminding me to check my phone.
Anyways, go ahead.
And then I clocked on, and at first everything was just fine. Everything was pretty normal. And then I started to feel weird.
Uh-oh.
It was like the time dilation sensation from when you're high, but I had none of the other symptoms of being high.
Okay.
But it just, everything seemed to take forever.
Oh no, what kind of chips did you have, Nathan?
The chips were ordinary chips. I just wanted to come up with a non-spoilery title for this story.
Oh, okay.
But one of my coworkers had brought in chips because she felt they were making her fat. And so she let everyone else eat them.
So they would all get fat.
Right. Instead of her.
That's so nice of her.
I know.
Smart.
Yeah.
So after a while, I just felt so zonked out that I just took the bag of chips, went into the back room to eat them, and just staring at the wall.
Can you do that again, please? I want to.
I really could live without it, so it's fine if you don't do it again.
I'm actually with
That was
Eric on this one.
That was a very descriptive sound that you had there, sir.
Thank you.
No fist bump for that?
Anyways, so why were you? Did you know why time was slow?
I never figured out why.
You just don't know why time was slow.
Nope.
It was probably more the perception of time.
Of course, it was the perception
Because time
of time.
actually can only be perceived.
Oh boy.
Time is also relative, dingus.
That's,
It's relative
that's
dingus.
Why
Yes,
it's
that's
perceived.
I think that's what Einstein said.
Yeah.
Time is relative dingus times mass divided by girth. There's
And everyone gets a different measurement. That's weird.
The best guess I have is that this guy on the bus.
Goes round and round.
Yes, the guy on the bus goes round and
Well,
round.
he eats a lot of potato chips.
I could tell something was up with him from just the way he stood at the coin at the machine, kind of zonked out himself, and he wound up dropping a coffee cup. And I was like, okay, I'll just pick this up. So I don't know if he had left something on the coffee cup and it got on my hand, and from there it affected me.
Ooh.
But that's my best guess.
can meth
Transference.
can meth transfer through skin like that?
If that was meth, I'm really
What's
disappointed
that stuff
in
that
it.
was
Oh yeah,
used
meth
for-
is supposed
what
to
was
make
that
it
stuff with
speed up and,
stickers?
like, that's LSD, right?
Yeah, isn't that similar though?
Is that slowy down or uppy do? I think that's how drugs are described, right?
Yeah, I think
You give me a slowy down and
Yeah.
then I take an uppy do to feel better.
I needed an uppy do.
But
Nah,
marijuana
man,
can
you gotta take 3 more slowy downs.
marijuana
Okay.
can be both depending on which kind you take.
Oh,
You mean
Your
if it's
strand.
been altered?
Yeah, your strand. They're
Yeah.
all altered. It's called horticulture, Kyle.
whoa! Why do you got to talk about ladies that way? It's really disrespectful.
Yeah.
What? They're cultured.
Yeah, it's a thing. Drugs are bad, so don't do those, kids.
Except for the ones your doctor tells you to take.
Well, those are okay because the government said so.
Big business.
Big Sam, Uncle Big Sam.
Unless it's a national crisis.
Teddy says arsenic affects you by touch. Coke too, but your fingers have to be wet. Were your fingers wet?
No.
Once your fingers
But it could
were
have been
in your
liquefied
mouth,
arsenic.
it may have.
Did you? Oh, maybe you got on the chips
And as you're putting
and
it
you're
in the
eating the
chips,
chips.
Yeah, he just absorbed it through his tongue and his finger. at
But
that
I would
point.
imagine that if it was cocaine, it wouldn't have had that kind of effect on him either.
I would also imagine that.
I mean, it can affect.
I mean, I
different
watched
people
Narcos,
differently.
so I know.
You know a lot
You know.
about cocaine.
I know a lot about cocaine because I watched Narcos.
Chemicals affect people differently.
I heard the song "Cocaine" once.
Cocaine.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Cocaine
It
blues.
was in my head.
I
Johnny Cash?
heard a song about whiskey one time, like a week ago.
I love whiskey in the world tonight.
That's the one, isn't it?
That's not the one. It was
Well,
a
it
metal
should have
song.
been the
Don't
It was a metal
let
song.
Oh, yeah,
Santa
the
get
metal
drunk
song.
tonight. Oh, that was last night.
Yeah. So everybody's here. That's
Yeah.
You
good.
missed the song. It
No,
was
I
really-
No,
saw
he
it.
saw
Oh,
the clip.
All right.
He saw the clip.
And I've heard the song before.
Just because he's not here doesn't mean that he's not aware of what happens.
Kyle, have you been doing some remodeling at home?
No, but I almost did.
Accidental remodeling?
I almost accidentally. It really hurt actually. I was walking down the stairs and putting on a sweatshirt at the same time, and I thought that I was further down the stairs than I actually was.
Okay.
And I took a step out like I was on the ground level and there was another step there. And I fell right down. And where our stairs are, there's just basically a doorway length between that and the outside wall. And I hit my head and my arm on that. My knee went right down into the ground. And I felt like a real idiot after I did it. And then I texted my wife and told her about that. And then she just started laughing about that. She was with some classmates, and she told them about it. They were appalled at her behavior for laughing at me because I'm a nice guy.
Okay. Well, that's bad. So you felt, but I don't know how you.
Because I took a step out like
No,
I
but
was.
You put a hole in the wall. Or?
No, I didn't actually put a hole in the wall.
Well, then what? That wasn't a fun story. You should have put a hole in the wall and then come to class and shared the whole story. Next time you fall, break something.
The whole
Okay.
story. Funny.
Break the whole story. No, it's fine. It's a
I'm
good
sorry.
story. It's a great story, Kyle. Men in a Tub fan thinks it's a great story, Kyle.
I haven't seen Men in a Tub fan in a while.
Oh yeah, no, she's
Welcome back, Men in a Tub fan.
yeah, she's here to root you on.
Did I find my money? Yeah, I found, and then I found $5.
You know, I did a similar thing one time when I was a young lad. I was really into the whole like faking your injury thing where you like grab the back of your head and then you slam your elbow into the wall to pretend that you hit your head, and then everyone's like, and it's terrible. But I did it from the top flight of stairs at a relative's house, and I ran down the stairs like I was a wrestler, and I grabbed myself and I flung myself into the wall at the elbow first.
No.
Plummeting my elbow through the drywall. Yeah, I went about good ways in there, so that didn't work out so well. I was fine. I didn't hurt myself.
It
but
didn't hurt?
I did hurt
Okay.
the wall pretty bad. So
They say his elbow is still there to this day.
yeah, it actually it's the tale of Ichabod drywall, and he goes around haunting. He's the elbowless horseman.
That's like, did you ever?
It's very scary.
I don't think you've read that story.
No, I did read
No,
it.
it was. That was how the story went.
Fiction is fiction, okay? So how about you try arguing with fiction? You can't because it's
Yeah.
made up. You can't. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Argue with that one, huh? Don't you give Jeremy, agreeable looks, okay?
Yeah, knock it off down there, you two.
Oh, okay.
Not allowed to ever agree with you.
Yeah,
You know
stop it.
that?
No, Jeremy. Here's what we got to do. We got to do
That's of course how Jeremy interprets that.
We got to
statement.
do the TV bumper thing where we cross arms and look at each other all.
Yeah. Yeah. 9 o'clock. Men in a Tub is on CBS,
Oh, could we not, please?
America's most watched network.
I'd rather be on NBC.
But they might
They're
be
not the
first-
most
But
watched.
CBS might be the one willing to pick us up
Yeah,
someplace.
I
So,
think
I mean,
so.
take what we can get, right?
I mean,
That's
CBS will take any trash off the street.
kind of true.
I wonder if they have some studio space.
Maybe we can not. We can ask him.
Maybe the C stands for studio.
Yeah, Scudio.
Wait, the C in what? PBS?
CBS.
There
Oh,
is
CBS.
no C in PBS.
We were talking. He had moved on to PBS.
I didn't hear the distinction. I'm sorry.
No, I was still.
But
on
how
CBS.
could you-
Oh, were you? I
Yeah.
heard PBS.
How could you have been
Maybe I
confused since
misspoke.
there is no C in PBS?
That's why I was confused.
No, that's why you shouldn't have been confused.
No, I'm with Kyle. That's
How?
confusing.
So you're assuming that he was spelling it wrong versus that he was still on the last network.
I don't even know what you're trying to argue right now. I don't understand.
I think irony.
It's time for the only news stories worth talking about.
That's right. You heard it correctly. That kind gentleman with the voiceover. It's the only stories we're talking about. This first
Good
story
people
comes
right
from the
there.
Hustle, the Hustle.co. Interesting fact: the Hustle.co is an email really only, but they still have a website that they link their articles to. I don't know. Long story short, Hustle.co. It says Bill Gates is funding a smart city in Arizona.
Fake news.
Well, good. Hey, it's Donald Trump here. I think I heard Donald Trump.
I think I heard him.
It is fake news.
All right.
Yeah. This website's locking up.
You gotta scroll up and then you
I know. I'm trying.
That's because it's an email.
Oh, it's actually email. Yeah, that's how
Yeah, it's an
emails
email.
work.
That's an email. That's why it's not working
Yeah.
right. So this is supposed to be something that's going to be 25,000 acres of land in Arizona that is supposed to be built, that he is purchasing with some people, and is potentially going to be building a super future. Okay, I'll let you talk,
No,
Jeremy.
go ahead. Tell the bad
Go
story
ahead.
first, so people then know.
Go ahead, because I
Then
don't.
I can
Are
explain.
you
why.
saying that the hustles?
Yeah, it's completely wrong.
Why is that?
because he
it
found a
is.
website that says that it is.
Because the Slate's right. Their website's right. No, this is it's just a mischaracterization of what happened, and a bunch of news outlets picked up on it and combined a real town that exists that's next to his development that said something like 3 years ago about how They want to do better with their infrastructure. And Bill Gates doesn't even have any direct relationship other than the shell company that bought the land is owned by a company that manages his money for purpose of profit, not for his philanthropy side of his, like Bill and Melinda Gates. So, and this company, just like a lot of other billionaires companies that do this, their whole goal is to find more revenue generating methods. And there is supposed to be a major new highway or interstate that's going to go through this plot of land, like in the next 20 years, and they're buying the land at a relatively cheap price, specifically for the purpose of future development. It has nothing to do with building some future city. But that's what all the news places were going off on.
Okay, so here's the real story. He's building a smart city in Arizona. It's about $80 million. It'll contain about 80,000 residential units, and the population is going to be around 182,000 people. So that's the actual truth.
All
story.
not true.
That's what the news said. So, no, it's interesting. I didn't know. I hadn't heard this Slate thing. I would consider that Slate news. But if you want to be on Jeremy's side, well, let's look at the Slate articles in here. It looks like it's not smart. It's not a city. It has little to do with Bill Gates. Okay, so obviously, it's one of those things too. It's interesting how like the news cycle works too, and when something comes out, and then somebody else they just grab on this little tidbit, and
So now we're saying that cities don't exist.
Yeah. If you look,
Cities are fake news.
If you were to look
Fake
at the
news.
Slate article, they actually go into which news group actually broke the supposed story, and then how it got picked up by other networks, and how they combined different things that were unrelated and put them together to turn it into something that sounds like a big, fancy, cool thing.
well, I mean, as a big a fan as you are of Slate News, I'm
a fan of
Sim
Slate News.
City was a video game, and they have a future version of it where they built like a future city, and that runs on Windows. So
That makes
and
complete sense.
Bill Gates.
You like that?
Bill Gates invented Windows, because you probably didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
Did he?
Houses
Is that what he did?
had
Yeah.
no way to see out of before Bill Gates.
because he's like he invented the graphical user interface after he stole it from Steve Jobs.
Trevi91 says not buying it.
Well,
I don't know what he's not buying.
settle down and buy it.
Yeah, buy it. Just buy it.
If you don't buy it now, it'll go up to auction, and then all the other pieces on the board can buy it.
That's really true. So, and there's
somebody
actually
might have a monopoly.
the cool thing about this future city is that it'll be the first city to have flying cars.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So, I mean, the thing is, this is all like Slate is like, big government cover up. They're trying to hide, because the problem is that
Yep.
Gates is really trying to start something special here. And the government doesn't want you to know about it, because it's kind of an unregulated thing to just start a city.
Well, and
they're
he's
worried
also
that
kind of
maybe
he's also kind of feeling like he's behind the curve now with the giant saucer that Apple built.
yeah. So he's like,
so he's
screw
got
Apple.
And the
He's-
Google city that supposedly is getting
gonna
developed
build
too,
a
right?
city.
No, it's Microsoft City.
No, there's another.
No, it's Microsoft City.
No, he's talking about the Google one though.
Google's making cars.
That's actually true. Kyle's not wrong on
And
that
Facebook makes airplanes
one. Yeah. So, well,
with internet.
Kind of.
See?
I mean, really,
I don't know if they've actually got it successful yet or not.
really, what are facts? I mean, true.
Well, you see, a fax is a machine that will copy an image.
Those
and
are
send it
those are
elsewhere.
ancient though.
No, the
those
fax
are
is the facsimile, which is the printed copy after the data was transmitted by fax machines.
actually, you put the paper in the machine,
And
then it crumples it up and it disintegrates it into a liquid that is then evaporated and sent through the little thin air tubes.
Hold it.
By
Fun fact.
vaporized.
And
By
then,
vaporized.
then it comes out the
vapors.
other side, and then they like it comes back to matter, and then it comes out of your machine. Yeah.
Fun fact. Why do you think that pounds is abbreviated LBS?
It's
Because it's
they
weight.
Or
couldn't-
pound is
because they
LB.
couldn't fit it on the same line with all the zeros before your mom's weight. Oh snap! That's a really good your mama.
Do you want to know the real fact?
Do I have an air horn on here? Because I think that we need that for Burns.
It's because LB is not.
That's not it.
LB is not an abbreviation for pound. Mm-hmm. It's actually an abbreviation for libra, which was the Latin word for
libertarians
weight,
which
or pound
so
by
really,
weight.
It's just how many libertarians do you weigh?
So it only counts if you're measuring the weight to use LB.
I think libertarians would make a bad unit of weight because they're all so different.
Well, they all wear tricorder hats, so there's that.
So that's
I mean,
similar.
wait,
to,
I mean, the
that's
more
similar to
hats?
the biblical weight of
I mean,
like an
the-
arm's length or
I
something.
mean, the more anarchic ones would be skinnier, and then the more fat cat ones would be bigger.
That's true.
So
What were you gonna say, Nathan? You had your hand raised, and I feel like we.
why would they turn the paper into liquid only to turn it then into a gas?
Because
that just seems
it's just-
inefficient.
It's not efficient. It's just how they do it
I'd
because
say that's the
'Cause they like to
transference
vape.
of
Because it goes-
solid to gas.
it just goes faster that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a scientist, but I don't know science.
Isn't liquid between solid and gas?
I mean,
in
only
the-
when it squirts out your cheeks. Next story comes from Mashable.com. It says, Cards Against Humanity buys piece of the U.S. border so Trump can't build his wall. Jeremy, go ahead. What's your hot take? Tell us why this isn't going to work and why it's fake news. Go for it. Kyle, don't even bother, okay?
No,
I don't want to waste your air.
This
reading
really
story.
happened, Eric.
No, I don't think it did. Yeah, I don't think it did. I think.
Well, them saving America didn't happen, but the
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's coming out.
No, the
Oh.
marketing campaign happened. It totally happened. It's over.
Your figurative poop argument is crowning. All right, go ahead, Kyle.
What?
What are you wanting down there, Nathan?
I was wanting the figurative poop argument crowning. That's so many things that I had to process very quickly, and I didn't like any of them.
That's quite the sick burn, huh? Yeah, Cards Against Humanity bought some land. They used people's money, $15 a person, got them in on this. It's another one of their holiday season giveaways. They said they were going to stop this a few years ago after their Hanukkah one, and this year they decided that they needed to take care of some business again. What they did is they bought a part of land using that money that is right on the border so that there cannot be a wall that is built all the way across.
More accurately,
Thanks.
Yeah.
they.
How was I wrong on this one?
You're not wrong. It's just the story's a little more nuanced.
Okay, go ahead.
Because technically, each of the people who bought into the campaign own a portion of the land.
Okay, there's that too, technically, but
Do they actually?
technically they cannot guarantee that they will prevent the wall from being built. What they've done is they've hired a lawyer who's great at eminent domain, who is going to tie up the government in the legal system should it try to get the wall built. So they're trying to make it as complicated and expensive as possible.
Oh, okay. So they could
Yeah.
build the wall up into this point where this land
Right.
is.
And part
And
of
then
that campaign is by saying that they don't own all the land, but that they are the managers of those who do own the land,
Yeah.
which are those who are part of the
Who
campaign.
paid
Right.
the $15?
Yeah.
Which makes it very complicated because there's a whole bunch of people that own this land.
Right.
Which
So-
I was very disappointed when I realized that this was happening and I couldn't jump in on it.
Why?
Because it's fun.
$15.
Why
It's
couldn't-
$15. And they send you gifts.
No, but why did you say you couldn't jump in on it?
Because once they had sold a certain amount of them, they weren't allowing.
You heard
more
about
people.
it too late.
I heard about it
Kyle
too late.
was not, at
I wasn't
top
in the
of-
know like I was with
No.
their Hanukkah one.
I
a few years
only
ago.
had $14.
I
did.
I got the email and I clicked the button and there were still tons of them left. And I was like, do I want to spend $15 on this? Like, let me think about it. And then I came back to it later and it was gone. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I should have not.
And honestly, I don't know what happened to those Hanukkah socks that I got a few years ago. I think they got lost in the move.
You probably ate them, didn't you?
No, I
You
think they just got
monster.
lost in the move.
You monster.
I know. I'm a terrible, terrible human being.
You eat socks for breakfast. Next story. Entertainment Weekly, that's EW.com, is reporting that the Lord of the Rings TV series gets multi-season order at Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon has greenlit a show.
Hey, Kuipers, can you help a brother out, please? Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were going to have Kuipers tell this story.
No, go on.
Yeah, they are securing a deal with the Lord of the Rings, whoever owns it. They've greenlit a show that is supposed to be outside of the actual storyline of the books themselves. So it's within that world.
Real quick, anybody else while Kuipers is here?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Good flying move, Kuipers.
That was really
Anyways.
good, Kuipers.
Those were Haynes, in case you guys were wondering.
Why are you checking out his butt, man? That's real awkward.
Jeremy can't help himself.
It was on camera.
He's just doing. He lives that Slate life. If Slate
They
would
wanted
check out-
more facts.
If Slate would check out Kuiper's butt, that's what
Hey,
Jeremy's
you know what? Just trying to get through this here.
Oh yeah, so they're gonna try to compete with
Jeremy, did you edit that picture to put Amazon in the ring?
Why do you always give him credit for that stuff? No, of course he didn't do that.
Okay, I was just checking because the one time
Yes,
that I don't,
did do it.
Oh, did you actually do it this
You
time?
know, it's too good for me, right?
No, I just figure every time we bring that up, you didn't do it. So I was like, why are we even asking?
I
at this
totally
point?
did it. I even edited their color and warped their logo to fit the inside of the ring curve.
I mean, the curve's a little drastic. I don't think it would be. Quite
I know
that
it's a little
dramatic,
drastic, but I
I'm
did it
just saying.
quickly.
Anyways, they're trying to compete with
I think
Game of Thrones.
I think they're trying to compete with Game of Thrones. In the last year that Game of Thrones is going
Lots
to be
of
on TV.
hairy Hobbit nudity. Then
Well, maybe that could be in
Harry's
there.
part of this.
So this is supposed to be
Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter crossover.
they're not going to be doing the Fellowship of the Rings. It's supposed to be set before the events in the Lord of the Rings series. So it's going to be either set before The Hobbit or in between The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, which means that they're probably going to have a little bit of freedom to kind of do what they want in some places.
A lot more cursing than the original.
Jeremy, yeah.
What's
No, I was
is he
just
sign
I was just
languaging?
no, I was just trying to get your attention. Nathan had a comment.
I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents.
Oh, okay.
That's what you can do after we've got the story out. So
I
like
just
a
wasn't,
There you go,
I
Jeremy.
wasn't sure when you were done.
I know. Jeremy had to make a big deal about it.
Yes.
No, I was helping him.
Now you
I
made
kept
was
seeing the
wait-
hand raising
I
constantly.
was waiting.
Go ahead, Nathan.
Thank you, Kyle. There is a lot of other material in the books that's set before the Lord of the Rings. In fact, I believe the Lord of the Rings is the last thing set in the universe.
I like that part where they go through the wardrobe.
Yes, like the part where they go through the wardrobe.
With the lion and the witch.
Yes.
And the lamb.
And the lamb. However, only the film rights for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings have ever been sold off, and the Tolkien estate is viciously holding on to everything else. So what they're probably going to wind up doing is mining the appendices of The Lord of the Rings.
Like, do they have to put the Lord of the Rings in a bathtub after they do that of ice? Like a bathtub?
Yes, they're stealing its kidneys.
Yeah.
No, appendices.
It's the appendices.
Did not immediately make that connection.
Anyways, go ahead.
So, because they would have to draw all their storylines directly from the book, The Lord of the Rings. So, what I'm predicting is that it's going to be something about the House of Elrond, because there's a lot of material about them in the appendices, and you'll probably get a retread of the tale of Aragorn and Arwen. Because that's the biggest full narrative in the appendices.
Oh. Well, hopefully they make it better than that Hobbit movie, because, man, you might as well plucked each one of my eyebrows one at a time for 9 hours.
I only
I'd
watched
rather
the
not do
first
that.
one.
Well,
I
I'm
haven't
just-
seen the other ones.
You didn't see the
I didn't see
first
the
one.
Really?
I didn't see the second and third Hobbit. I
Well,
only
there's
saw
on-
the first Hobbit.
There's only one Hobbit. That's
No,
just 3. It's just 9 hours long.
I only saw part 1 of the Hobbit.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. No, I feel like, I mean, the Lord of the Rings was fine the way it was. I don't know why people get all excited about the extended editions. That just seems like excess.
Torture.
But The Hobbit, man, they could have made a real tight hour and a half, really good movie, but no. They drug that thing out. Anyways, we belabored that point enough. Hopefully Amazon does a good job with this. I don't know. I'm just so over the Lord of the Rings. I can't even find any excitement.
Yeah,
for
I
this.
have some degree of hope for this series, but I don't really care if it's bad.
Shadow of
I'll just go,
Mordor really kind of helped kill you, didn't it?
No, I like that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was having fun with that. I don't even connect
I was
that
thinking
to
like
Lord of the
the-
Rings.
that's
I'm just
true.
Like,
Yeah,
bleh.
it really feels.
I mean, it's just
very
like,
separate.
it's more like orc politics simulator. Like that game
That's
really.
true.
That's as close as it comes to being a Tolkien property. What if orcs talked like bikers? That would be neat. So
And played a liar.
yeah. This next story comes from Globalnews.ca. It says some experts say Christmas music can be bad for your mental health.
Yes. I don't know why we had to go to some experts to figure that out. They've said that being forced to listen to Christmas music, especially in stores, can result in people having pre-holiday stress because you're simply spending all of your energy trying not to hear what you're hearing. This was something that... a certified music therapist says that she can see why some people may feel stressed out during the holidays. She said, I would say it can, but not just because it's Christmas music. With any music in a certain situation, both our minds and bodies have a reaction we're not always in control of. She argued that Christmas music reminds people to spend money on gifts, organize parties and trips. There is also a ton of chores that come with the holidays. So if people are having a stress reaction, having them listen to Christmas music for a long period of time can be detrimental. Which makes sense. I mean, if it is something that your mind associates with a lot of things during specific times of the year, especially during holiday seasons. So the more that you hear that music, it does make sense that would play a factor in perhaps subconsciously raising stress levels.
I guess if you're a baby.
So you're saying that was Crazy Legs' intention all along?
Yeah, he's just trying to stress us
Yeah,
out.
he's stressing us out.
He did say that the argumentative episodes are his favorite, so maybe he's been deliberately raising our stress
Yeah,
to get
at
us
the
to that
beginning of the episode.
Yeah, just to like fire us off. Crazy Legs says Christmas music can be bad.
There it
for your health.
is. There it is.
Let's get this
we knew it was
in here.
coming.
It's much later than usual.
Let's ruin
though.
our health together.
Well, this is like smoking cigarettes and doing them steaks.
Simply happy, wonderful Christmas time.
That happy? I think it's having, but that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't. You can do it your way too. That's
I don't care what the song is. It's
Kuiper's,
dumb.
he's got to dance because Crazy just redeemed.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
What
the
what
Four
song do we want to get
Seasons.
copyrighted on this time, Jeremy? You got a list for us, right?
He said he wants 4 seasons. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, wow. He's getting very specific this time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4 seasons.
I just passed by a car wash called the Four Seasons.
Santa Claus. I gotta find this here. Hold on, Kuipers. Santa, how do
Is
you
it because you can wash your car in
Claus.
all 4 seasons?
I assume so.
is coming?
But don't do it
to
right before
not
rain.
ought
It's
to.
kind of pointless.
I will wash my car, but right before the rain if I want to, Jeremy. This is a free country.
Okay,
I don't see that one.
but it's
You're
not a free
supposed
car
to be
wash.
the libertarian here.
It's not a free car wash.
Well, no. I never claimed it was.
4 seasons. Let me look up the 4 seasons. Let's just take a second here. Kuipers, just hang on there. No, hang in the wings.
I'm sorry, Trev91. Christmas music does not make everyone happy.
Actually,
So-
Treve said Christian music.
We
Oh.
were talking about Christmas, not Christian.
Well, that probably doesn't make everyone
Yeah.
happy either.
No.
What 4 seasons? Is that the band?
I don't know.
The Four Seasons. Oh, The Four Seasons is the name of the group. All right.
So he was very specific, just not with a capital T.
Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, he specifies.
Okay, and he's looking for what song
Santa
again?
Claus is coming to town.
And
All right.
Teddy objects, it's not even Thanksgiving yet!
Well, Teddy, it's been happening for like a month
What,
straight.
like,
But Teddy, we can't celebrate Thanksgiving anymore because you're racist if you do.
What? No one said you were a racist.
No, that's a thing right now.
Is it?
oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure you're
Oh,
not
boy.
strawmanning something?
Yeah,
You're-
that's
kinda what it sounds
well,
like.
isn't that
Sounds
what
like-
most of those things are? But never mind.
Yes, it's you strawmanning something.
I'm still looking for Santa Claus is coming to. Oh, found it. Took me a second. You ready? Ready for this?
All right,
guys?
so Crazy has redeemed this song, and here you go.
Was he doing the Egyptian?
I don't know. He was showing me earlier that he has been watching videos of people dancing.
Oh, good. Well,
So
I'm
I think
glad
he's trying to pick up different dances, and I think this may have been one he was working on.
All right, it's good to see he's working on dancing.
Jeremy's taking pictures of his butt.
That's good.
Hi, Rian. Next week.
It's too bad there's not any of the music in that.
That makes it better.
That's true.
Yeah, usually.
Eric will add his own.
Now he's doing the twist. Is that what's
I
happening?
think it's the twist. Yeah, I think that's the twist.
That's pretty
To
correct.
town.
Crazy's
All right.
enjoying just
There you go.
demonetizing all of our videos on YouTube.
I'm glad you like that so much. We really enjoy it too. It's just a big
Yeah.
Screw you, YouTube.
I think Trevi91 is still confused, asking, "Are we serious?" Yeah, this is something that's how many times have Kuipers? Do you know how many times you have danced?
Too many to
Chris.
count.
Too many to count. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, if you have enough tub bucks, you can also demand that Kuipers dances.
and you don't have to demand that he dance to Christmas music.
No, that's
Also,
just,
Kuiper's Tina loves your vest.
Says Jolliver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very nice vest. It's very festive, Kuipers.
It's festive.
Why,
It's
thank you.
festive.
we're glad that she approves.
Let's just put it this way, though, too. I've danced enough that I actually made an inside joke for my Halloween costume.
Well, really? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was on the Twitter.
was.
Thank you for your kind service. So I hope nobody felt too much mental anguish from that, as the story said.
I did a little.
No
bit,
more so
but
than the rest of the show.
What do you got against Christmas music, Kyle?
it plays for
terrible.
so long, and it's all the same songs, just in multiple different versions.
True. You know what the best Christmas album is, though?
Not the one about the Christmas shoes.
Is it the White Album?
I think I don't know if I think it came out last
purple.
year.
The
Die Hard soundtrack?
No, Casey Musgraves
You know what I'm talking about,
Christmas
right?
album. It's really good.
Oh, is it?
No, it's very
Okay,
good. Very
I'll
good.
have to add that to my Christmas playlist.
I thought you hated Christmas music.
do,
Why would you add
but-
that to a Christmas playlist if you hate Christmas
If
music?
it's good,
Queen.
you said it was good, right?
Okay.
And it's
Very good.
It's new,
very
so-
good. And it's got some original Christmas songs on it.
There you
like,
go. See?
About my favorite is "Christmas Always Makes Me Cry." I'm like, ha, yeah, me
that's
too.
what I'm talking about. Something like
Anyways,
that.
check that out. StarWars.com is a website that you shouldn't trust any of their, their news because that's like.
It's all really old.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if it's coming from them, that's like, what is that called? State news, or what did they call that? Like in like communist Russia, it was like. Never mind. No one's understanding my reference.
I don't. No one understood mine.
You know, what is it called? State-ran media kind of thing?
Yeah, state-run media.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
But
So,
it's really old news. From a galaxy far, far away.
Rian Johnson, writer-director of Star Wars, The Last Jedi, to create all new Star Wars trilogy, which I thought we already talked about this.
Yeah.
We lightly touched on it.
We touched on it. Then I said that I had just put it in the.
Al Frankenstein. What?
Ah!
I thought did we talk about this on a loop?
No.
Or?
No,
I
like,
think we
You're about to go into it. Then I just said I put the article in the.
Oh,
we
okay, that's why.
briefly touched on it. So this is the Last Jedi director.
It's not fake news, it's just old news.
He is going to be doing his own trilogy that is not going to be tied directly into the Skywalker family trilogy.
Is it going to have lightsabers, though?
I don't know. He said they don't really specify where timeline-wise either. So there's
Remember pod racing?
Oh yes, a pod racing trilogy.
The origin
Let's do
story
it.
of pod racing.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's like
It's the trilogy of Sebulba.
it's like
That's what it is.
Star Wars meets Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
So what is?
Yeah,
we don't know what it's about.
It's going to be separate from the Skywalker saga. They said that it's going to introduce characters from a corner of the galaxy that Star Wars lore has never before explored. So essentially, they are saying, "Hey, dude, go make some war stars." Yeah.
All right, what's the craziest idea you could fit into the Star Wars galaxy?
Okay, I'm thinking about it.
A good one?
I'm thinking that's
Your attempt at a burn is noted.
No.
a good
mean-
story. Like maybe like Star Trek.
That voice changed drastically.
I know it was an
like
evolution.
Bro nerd.
It was like a bro was turning into a nerd as he was arguing him. No, I want to see like it's like this small farm boy who is a real desire to become a chef, an iron chef, and he has to use the Force to cook sashimi.
And save the
Even though
princess of the chef land.
But sashimi
Or
is like
chef world.
a non-cooked dish, but still.
Let's see.
Kyber chef.
What about just an entire saga about the Jabba families?
It's called My 600-Pound Life.
It's Star Wars.
Been out
the
on
Hutt.
Discovery for years.
It's TLC, but yes.
TLC, whatever.
And it's all in Huttese
glad you
without
know that.
subtitles.
Oh yeah, my wife loves that show. She watches it religiously.
Makes you feel good about yourself, you know?
She likes to watch the surgery part, and then I puke.
Crazy says, of course we talk Star Wars without BD. I bet he's listening at home and all like, oh my god, Star Wars. That's pretty much what we're doing here.
Yeah,
It's one of those things that now that Star Wars is, now that Trevor is not on here and he's only on the game show, we try to talk about Star Wars as much as possible.
I think maybe a story.
I think they're trying to get rid of me.
A story about like Jedi might be cool, but like if the Jedi
Was the last one?
was like, yeah, maybe like there weren't any more.
Yeah, like there weren't any
But
more.
there was one.
Yeah.
And that would be.
Yeah.
Right.
Wakes.
Yeah.
Teddy says this is a weird episode. You're a weird episode.
Yeah.
Okay, what if you did
You suck.
what if you did like
Maybe
a
it was a
kaiju
compliment.
film?
Maybe it was like,
Oh, was that a compliment, Teddy?
what did you say? A kaiju film?
A kaiju film.
Is that Japanese?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, like
the
Godzilla.
monster fighting.
So it's like a Star Wars Godzilla?
Star Wars meets Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
They are releasing.
Go
a movie.
on.
What? Kuipers?
I was going to say they are releasing a movie based on Rampage, like the classic
I just
arcade.
saw that trailer and I was like,
Yeah.
what the
Did they
heck is
did they
this?
actually release a trailer for that one?
The Rock
Yes.
had to do something after he got fired from HBO.
Got fired from it? Never mind. I don't keep up with that.
Anywho, Star Wars Kaiju, go.
So there's these kaiju and the Dark Sith are bringing them
So
about.
like the Rancors.
No, those are Rancors. Those are not kaiju.
What if the Empire...
These are much bigger.
What if the Empire is trying to breed and use kaiju for their own purposes, but they keep rebelling?
Actually, I want to spin off of what's pretty much a plot by plot, like beat for beat, Full House, the original series, but all with Rancors, and that's the whole thing. Like it's a Rancor family, and his wife just recently died, and he is raising 3 girls on his own, and then like
And
two
then,
other.
and then the Uncle Rancor comes in like,
Yeah, he's the cool one, and there's a silly
And then
Rancor
there's
that
one
comes
that's
in is
just
like
super silly.
"Ooh," and he thinks he's Bullwinkle, and like I want to watch that. That's what it should be.
And it's called Full Pit.
Yeah,
Star Wars Full Pit.
I would watch that. I would pay.
I would watch
I would
that.
pay
And then the
$9.
second movie would be Star Wars Fuller Pit.
It'd be good.
And then the last one would be Star Wars Fullest Pit.
Maybe
Would Brad be in it?
Obviously.
Only running, though.
Brad. Who's Brad?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Oh, that pit.
Yeah. He would be somebody.
The
I don't know who.
He would be running.
The darkest of pits.
Brad Pitt is Kimmy Gibbler.
Muni Teddy says Hopper as Hellboy.
Yeah, we saw it. He's getting buffed. He's getting ripped.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm excited.
He's eating his ginger jelly like a good boy. All right, so
See, you say Hopper, and I think the grasshopper from Bug's Life.
so it's the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Nope.
Hopper.
Nope, grasshopper.
Bug's Life was the first DVD I ever owned.
Me too.
Yeah.
Weird.
Really?
What the heck?
You know why though?
Why is that?
It came for free with an Apple computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine, I think I just bought it because I was like, look at this Sony Vega TV I bought. It's going to look cool on here.
See, I think it was the first animated film out of Blue Sky after Apple. Was it Blue Sky? No. Who'd Apple buy?
Pixar.
Pixar. Thank you.
Yeah,
Why
that
am I
one.
blanking
Yes,
out
Blue
on
Sky.
that one? Blue Sky is still independent.
All right, that does it for the news.
Blue Sky is owned by Fox.
Everybody owns.
No intelligence found.
Does he know he's dumb?
There's something seriously wrong with you.
Wouldn't want to embarrass yourself in front of your fellow perverts.
You don't deserve the air you breathe, buddy.
Here's this week's nomination for the hardest 404ing on the internet.
The hardest. That is not fake news. Newser.com says suspect hiding from cops calls 911 for rescue.
Yeah, that does not seem like the
We're
smart
not going
thing
over
to do.
last week's winner.
Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead.
Yeah.
Last week winner, by the way, is a tie.
Not us.
Knife to
We
a
are not the
porn
winner.
fight and Pokey and the Cart Bandit. Both of those got equal votes. So four.
votes.
That's 2 votes each. That just shows you how popular we are. It's very popular. Very popular. Like I
People
said,
who watch the show then vote in the Twitter poll.
yeah. Go vote in our poll for crying out loud.
Yeah.
It's not hard. You click a button.
There are
Suspect.
some statistics that I'd like to share with you now, and they are numbers.
Suspect hiding from cops calls 911 for rescue. This is a Utah man that locked himself in a church boiler room.
Yeah, a Utah man who was hiding from police and fled arrest had to
That's
call.
definitely Jeremy's Photoshop.
Yes,
I
that is
love it.
100%. What?
Just
I
go on.
almost took
I
the
don't
time to spin it around and have it come out of the fire.
I'm
but
sorry,
then you
audio
guys would've been
listeners.
annoyed.
You don't get the privilege of us. The privilege of us explaining. This.
Jeremy,
Go
share
ahead.
this and just that's
No.
going to be the image for this week's episode. Yeah, so he had to call 911 to be rescued after getting stuck in his hiding spot. Salt Lake City police said 46-year-old Shane Paul Owen, 3 names. Is he a murderer? Did it say?
Don't know.
I mean, he's got 3 names. That's
You have to
kind
be
of
a
a thing.
serial killer. If you have
He called dispatchers for help on Tuesday more than 6 hours after he accidentally locked himself in an old vacant church's boiler room. Officers were looking for Owens on Monday because he's a suspect in a string of burglaries and had a warrant out for his arrest. Police say an officer spotted him and attempted to pull his vehicle over, but Owen fled, got out of his car, and ran into the church, the AP report. Fearing that Owens was armed, police called in a SWAT team which surrounded the church and was about to enter when the suspect called to be rescued. They've had me tied up here all night, he told the 911 dispatcher. I'm not going to be able to put my hands up and climb out. Police say they were initially skeptical, but they took Owens into custody without incident after sending a robot to check that he was really in the basement boiler room, which had no door handles on the side on the inside. Police say they recovered drugs from Owen and booked him on warrants for retaliation against a witness, drug distribution, and identity fraud.
I am told you are locked in the boiler. Was it a woman who did it?
Why did your robot just get an accent?
Was that Italian misogynist robot?
I don't know what
He got an upgrade.
He's got an
I
accent.
don't know
now.
if that's an upgrade.
He might uninstall it later.
Yeah, I think he should downgrade. This latest firmware update's a little rough.
What is wrong with my accent?
I mean, it's supposed to make you more, humanized, but it's not working. Yeah, we need a good name for this. How about Highway to Hell?
Because it's in a church.
And it's in the basement.
And what's it have to do
and
with
a
the
boiler?
highway?
Because he was driving away from the police and he ran inside.
How about
He drove straight to the church and then went into the boiler room. So it was a highway to hell.
Hell in a Ham Basket?
Crazy says Rescue 9, 1 pun. Mutiny Teddy says boilerplate crime.
That's not
That's
bad.
not bad.
That's pretty good.
Oh, you guys want me to pick?
No, Jeremy will pick.
Yeah.
Next story.
Keep them coming.
Keep them going though. Don't give up. We'll keep looking at them. Don't think we've moved off. If you got other ones for it, go.
Make sure you set the time for
How
the
about
week. Don't pull it. Don't pull it.
I get
How
it
about
right.
the Devil's Playground? This NPR.org says red card or yellow card. Goalkeeper sent off for urinating during match.
In the
Hope
final,
it's not a red card. Just,
in the final minutes of an English soccer match on Saturday.
Why's it got to be English?
Because it was in England, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
Something odd happened. Salford City's goalkeeper was given a red card for no obvious reason. Max Crocombe, a 24-year-old New Zealander, was sent off the pitch, and neither team knew why. Red card. Red card for something off the ball. No one has a clue what has happened, tweeted Salford. A minute later, the opposing team, Bradford at Park Avenue, offered some clarity. We can confirm that Crocombe has been sent off for urinating during the game. We are not joking. He was told by the steward twice not to do it, and he went ahead and had a pee. He went to the side of the stand, as I understand it. I didn't actually see it, but the referee definitely sent him off for it because he was alerted to it by his lineman. He apologized on Twitter after the game, which Salford won 2-1. The teams play in the 6th tier of English football.
There is a video.
He said, I was in a very uncomfortable position and made an error of judgment, which spoiled a great win. My intentions were never to offend anyone, and I'd like to apologize to both clubs and both sets of supporters, and it won't happen again. So, yeah, I guess if we've got a video, let's play it.
Gewundert haben wir uns ja in der 80. Minute des Spiels hier in Stuttgart, als unsere Kamera uns ehrlich gesagt gar nicht
we saw a man in a green shirt.
Oh, yeah, it
and
was
he was peeing,
but
we don't know that he was peeing.
He was just kneeling down there. It was weird.
Do you see
I don't know what he was doing.
I got a little wet there. Adjusted.
Oh, it was funny when he jiggled it. I didn't understand the video, but
yeah, I didn't understand any of that. So yeah, he peed, and next time he'll probably just wet himself.
I hope he didn't get any on his shoes when you squat and pee.
I'm sure he did.
It's a valid concern,
especially while trying to hold it over your waistband. I mean,
so he just jumped over the wall or the little fence there.
Yeah,
took a tinkle and then. Crazy says the pee keeper. Like the goalkeeper. That's pretty good.
I see sent off the piss. You're in trouble.
Ooh, okay.
That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Using the goal post.
Okay. Yep. How about super soccer?
They would call it football.
Sorry.
Hosed.
Hey. I don't get it.
The team got hosed because he got kicked off for using his hose.
Boo! You suck!
Okay, get your votes in. Moving on.
Got something on your mind?
I didn't know where to turn.
Send us an email, message, or a call.
You've got mail.
All right, we got an email. Came in kind of last minute here from Zach.
Yeah.
It's a story from Kotaku, which I think I inadvertently brought it up on Polygon. So sorry, but it's pretty much the same story.
That was where he had sent it from.
I thought you said Kotaku earlier. So
I said it wrong.
All right. This is a story. This is kind of late breaking news, to be honest, tonight.
Yep.
Which is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Wow, it's been a whole kind of poop storm with them, and now they're just like, whatever, we give up. Just buy our game, or please play the game. Star Wars Battlefront 2 ditches real money currency hours before launch. We're turning off all in-game purchases. So there you go, Jeremy. Capitalism wins. So there you go.
All the people who paid money because they got early access got hosed.
Why?
How?
They didn't buy Michael transactions.
I thought they could.
No, they got some in-game currency, I think.
Yeah,
but I don't.
Okay.
They were already hosed for having spent the extra money and not really getting anything.
True.
So this is something that we talked about on the Loop, and that's why Zach sent it in, because this was something that just happened today. The statement that they had was saying that as we approach the worldwide launch, it's clear that many of you feel there are still challenges in the design. We've heard the concerns and potentially giving players potentially giving players unfair advantages, and we've heard that this is an overshadowing an otherwise great game. This was never our intention. Sorry we didn't get this right. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases. We will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning. This means that the options to purchase crystals in the game is now offline. All the progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date, only after we've made changes to the game. We'll share more details as we work through this.
Cool.
So
it's coming back.
So I think what we've discovered is that the customer is right.
Yeah, and still right. Don't buy this game.
Yeah.
Still don't buy this game.
Then you're not a customer, so...
Yeah.
Well, you are a customer.
I would argue the customer is not right if the people who don't buy the game are right.
Semantics.
Yep.
The facts.
You're saying that a customer is someone who bought it, but a customer is also you're like saying...
No, potential customer.
If I only buy one product from Walmart, I'm not a customer of Walmart.
No, you are, because you bought a product.
That's what I'm saying, though.
I've bought an EA game before.
A lot of EA games. I bought many EA games over the years, so I'm still a customer. So you can't tell me I'm not a customer.
You've got EA Early Access. You are a customer.
I'm a customer, so your argument is flawed. Sorry. You're trying to say I'm a customer of one of their products. And just because if I was like, hey, Walmart's now selling rotten strawberries. They're extra expensive, and that's the only option. People would be upset and say, we're not buying your stupid strawberries. Please give us the fresh strawberries. Stop rolling your eyes like you think I'm an idiot because you're wrong and you know it and you hate it.
I just think you're taking something way over the top. We could have just moved on to Patreon,
Oh, really?
Is that because he was right?
You think
that's because you were right. That's what it was.
Okay. You could just move on when you're right. Thanks, everybody. Patreon.com/minuteinaTub.org/dot.
Hang on, let me.
Everybody's there with your.
Jeremy doesn't like it when you get upset.
What are you motioning over there, Kuipers?
Jeremy thinks he wins if you get upset.
I'm not trying to get upset.
I have it go right on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Well, that doesn't matter. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. We were moving.
This is the part of the show where we thank our Patreon peeps. Thanks everybody for your support and keeping this dysfunction on the tracks. Choo choo all the way to Poo Poo Town. That's what we're here to do.
Brown.
We're very appreciative. These are the people that you see in Coral. They're the Patreon Coral Color Club, and they are all at the $10 level or higher. That means they're co-producers, co-partners in crime. We are doing this together with you, for you, because of us, because of our giant stupid egos, and because of your fascination with train wrecks. So thank you for all the analogies that I was able to put together in a short span of time. Love y'all. Be sure to check out the perks over there on Patreon. It's very good.
Very exciting.
Just so you are aware, our regularly scheduled programming will not happen next week. There's a potential that Jeremy might have a special on Wednesday or Thursday or something. We're still, kind of leaving it up to him. To chance. So just hang in there. Watch on Twitter. Twitter mainly, probably Facebook. I'm sure we'll post something once it's decided what's happening. But yes, so be on the lookout for a Thanksgiving special potentially. If not, we'll see you the following week on Wednesday for the Loop. Also, real quick, I did want to mention the store has been updated. It was actually a couple weeks ago, so you might have already seen it, but we haven't talked about it. If you go to store.minuteinaTub.com, you can check out some new products that we have on there. We have a new Loop t-shirt that you can get. Also, we have some new women's designs. So if you got that, if you're a special lady or you have a special lady in your life,
are coming up,
and you'd like to get them a nice,
even if you're an ordinary
those are
lady,
nice.
You can get a nice lady cut of the minuteinaTub.com shirt or the Loop. So help yourself. Go ahead and order now while things are hot.
Yeah. Get all of your most loved ones.
Again, that's store.minuteinaTub.com. store.minutub.com. And yes, it's a great Christmas gift. Get your loved ones a nice or a coffee mug, maybe, if you're not a t-shirt.
There's a coffee mug.
You can sip cocoa
with all of our mugs on it.
Yeah, that's a face joke. What a clever way to end the show, Kyle. It's like you're a professional. Face puns. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Cuddle up next to someone you love tonight, or if you're lonely, cuddle up with that big body pillow you keep. But hey, make sure you wash it. But yeah, keep warm. Turn on the furnace. Light a fire.
Unless you're in Arizona.
Unless it's warm there, then don't. If you want,
it can get cold in Arizona at night.
It gets cold in the desert sometimes, so find a partner or not. Just watch us. Watch reruns a minute. We'll keep you warm. We'll keep the lights on. Tom Bodette here, Motel 6.
We'll keep the light on for you.
And we'll keep the bed bugs.
Yeah, we got those too.
Roaches.
Leeches.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
For the record, Crazy says, if I don't get creepy Uncle Jeremy's turducken extravaganza, you, sirs, will lose a viewer.